Good Monday afternoon, YouTuberinos. Happy New Year. Thomas, Daniel, and Haley with you in this stream. We are going to shoot the breeze, and I'm going to interview Haley about her YouTube channel, Talented HV. Thomas, would you like to greet the YouTuberinos, please?
Good Monday afternoon, YouTuberinos. Thanks so much for having us on.
Absolutely. And Talented HV, greet the YouTuberinos, please.
Hello, beautiful people. Hopefully you have a more beautiful and warmer day out, because where I am, it's raining.
Yes. Yep. It's cold here too. So
hopefully you have some bit of sunshine somewhere, wherever you are.
Oh. So Thomas, why don't you tell them what you've been up to, since it's been a bit since you've been here?
Not really much. I will say for those of you who are subscribed to me, stay tuned, because man, you guys got a lot of good flashbacks to look forward to this year. So yeah, but other than that, I'm doing good. I'm over my cold, and everything is good.
How about you, Haley?
You sound clear as day, Thomas, by the way.
Thank you.
You sound clear as day.
Thank you.
I'm doing good. Christmas and New Year's was lovely. And my fiance, he's working, so I have the apartment to myself. So yeah.
Excuse me, and I'm going to burp. Not.
Please
I'm
subscribe
going
to the
with
Burpees
this,
channel.
Please subscribe to the Burpees channel. Thomas.
Burpee. Subscribe, Burpee says. Oh dear, don't choke now.
Uh-oh. Don't joke because you're laughing so hard, Thomas.
Oh boy.
That's happened to me too, and I'm like, oh dear, like, why is that happening to me right now?
So annoying.
Uh-huh.
Oh dear.
Live stream.
Come on, Thomas.
I haven't had anything to eat or drink yet, so
You can't just burp by inhaling and exhaling air.
no, I'm not that talented.
Why don't you get
okay.
some seltzer, Thomas?
No, because I haven't eaten lunch yet. I'm gonna be eating momentarily. While you're interviewing her, I'm gonna be eating my sausage and peppers.
Nice.
Yep.
Sausage and peppers.
Yep. And tonight we're having pasta, spaghetti, with garlic bread and salad walad.
Oh yeah.
Jealous, dude.
Nah.
I actually had a side salad the other night when Chris and I ordered some food.
Oh, nice.
Because, like, you know what?
I had salad last night and got lettuce stuck in my tooth.
Oh dear.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
I got lettuce stuck in my tooth.
Ugh. Oh dear. Don't y'all hate when you get food stuck in your teeth? It's quite annoying.
It's so annoying.
No matter if you try to get it with your tongue, or just wait for it to fall out in its own, or try to use a toothpick or a dental floss stick or anything.
Yes, it is.
No, I don't want to move.
A lot of times, as gross as it is, I hate to do it, but I use my hand.
Sometimes I do that too, my friend.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, get out of here.
Like, you are no longer welcome here. Goodbye.
Go join your family in my stomach.
Nah.
Uh-huh.
By the way, I'm glad we're finally friends again on Facebook. That was weird that I wasn't seeing the request.
Yeah,
That is odd.
yeah, because when he said that he didn't have it, I went back to my Facebook and it said cancel request. I'm like, Thomas, it's there. Like, there's nothing else I can do besides canceling it and resending it again. So
That was dumb.
that's basically what that was. So.
How did you finally get it to work?
It just popped up. Yep.
I'm gonna use the Thomasism. Basically, Facebook at that time was being dumb, very dumb.
Yeah, it was.
Which I could agree with. So
Dumb.
no,
Very
really,
dumb.
it was. I was like, oh dear, like It says cancel on my end, so this was like, you should
You're
have
dumb.
it at this point. So
You're dumb.
any app on the phone could be like that. That's the reason why there's called updates.
Right?
Which sometimes the updates they don't work either. So yeah.
Uh huh.
So yeah, there's that.
All right, Haley, shall we get this interview started?
We shall.
All right.
Thomas, are you going to mute or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm just going to listen.
All right.
Yep.
Feel free to unmute and chime in if you'd like.
All righty.
I told him he can do that. So
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
we talking like we're from the country.
Oh boy, we're so weird.
Everyone's weird in their own ways.
That's true. So, where did the name Talented HV come from?
That is one of the frequently asked questions I've been asked over my whole entire good few years of doing YouTube, which I don't mind explaining that here, but for anyone else, you can go to my YouTube, Talented HV, and there is actually a video of me explaining it because I've been asked that I don't know how many times. But basically, the word talented is one of the words that describes me, at least I like to believe so. And so that's where the talented part comes from. And HV is just my initials of my name. Haley Valente or Valenti, however you pronounce it. Either way, it's the same thing. So it's because basically at that time, my YouTube was just my name. And I was like, I want a cool name. Like, I'm trying to think of something that would actually work. And then as I was, in school, because I was like in middle school, getting ready to go into high school at this point in time. And one of the staff members, they heard me, talking about it, try to think of something, and they said, "Well, hey, you're pretty talented, smart, so you'll come up with something." I was like, "Hey, that's it. That's a great idea." So I've been calling myself that ever since, and people seem to agree with the name. So,
How did the music covers start to come?
well, the simple fact I just love to sing, so that's why. And there's some old covers where you can tell I sound way younger versus the ones that I do now around, this time of time because I sound older. So I just love to sing. And I was like, you know what? I want to share this with people. And based on
What's
the
your favorite
email,
one that you've ever done?
uh, oh boy. There's actually another video because I have too many to pick just one. There's actually another video I put up there where I was talking about my favorite like covers I've done, but one of them was one of the ones I was able to do by playing the keyboard and singing on top, which was Dance with My Father Again. It's by Luther Vandross. It's a song from the 80s.
Oh, I love that song.
And then another one I did by playing the keyboard and singing on top of it, which I've only done this with like two because I'm not that great by doing that. I I will probably admit. The other one was All of Me by John Legend, which at this point it's like 11 years old at this point because it came out when I was in high school. So
I love that song too.
I do. And of course, I did a bunch of Taylor Swift songs, which I actually have a playlist that's dedicated to all the Taylor Swift covers I've done because there's a lot of them. And
Is there any? Let me ask you this.
Mhm.
Sorry to interrupt.
Mhm.
Is there any Taylor Swift song you haven't done that you want to do?
There probably is some. I know there's some that I was like, I am definitely not doing that because there's some like what's with her later stuff I don't really care for, but the stuff from like 2014 and 2020 maybe and 2021 and stuff from before that. There's a lot of songs between the time she started up till that point I haven't done that I would like to do. So I just gotta practice the words and remember them. So yeah.
What's your favorite one you've done from her?
Let's see. There's actually her song called "Teardrops on My Guitar," where a friend of mine
I covered that one too, actually.
Oh, did you?
Yep. Way
Yes.
back when I was young.
You still are. What are you talking about?
Well, way back when I didn't sound like this. Let's put it that way.
Oh, yeah. I think I've heard some evidence of that. The song called "Teardrops on My Guitar" A friend of mine, another fellow YouTuber, he actually suggested to change the first name of the guy that's been spoken about in the song to my fiance's name. Just to be funny, just to switch it up. And that's what I did. So I was like, well, that's a good way to make it mine, even though it's not my songs.
Right. There you go.
So that's one of the ones I did from her. I also did "You Belong with Me" by Taylor Swift. I love that one.
Love that song.
And I also did the song that she has is called "Our Song."
I was gonna say you covered that one, didn't you?
Yes. And I also did "Cold as You," which was from a long time ago. So if you listen to that one, you could tell I was like a teenager. So yeah, there's somewhere you could say, "Oh yeah, it sounds like she was like a teenager at this point," and "Oh yeah, she definitely sounds like she's older." So I was like,
Well, I think it would be fun if you and I collaborated on a cover together.
"Hey, that'd be cool." We would just have to figure out like what song and artist we agree with, because there's some songs where someone's like, "You should do that one," and I'm like, no."
No.
Or either because I definitely won't remember the words, or when it comes to how the person sings, I'm like, "Oh yeah, no."
Sure.
And I can't rap in my life, so if you want me to do a rap song, I can't do it. So
I can't rap either, so you're
putting
not
that
the only
out
one.
there.
You're not the only one. I cannot rap to save my soul. So
No. I think the next level of rapping I'll probably learn is how to rap a Christmas present for my future children. So other than that, I can't rap a song or anything. So
yeah.
maybe the ABC, but that's kind of boring. So this was like, well, actual songs with rapping parts? Ugh, no. You would probably tell me, "Girl, like you did all right, but just stick to singing." I was like, "Got it."
Yeah, right.
I was playing to anyway, so.
Yeah. What would you want to do if you and I were to do one?
Well, that depends on what kind of music you like, and possibly if I like it, or
I like a lot of the pop, like
or
Taylor
whatever decades
Swift,
you listen
and
to.
I would do anything from the 80s probably if I knew the song.
Depends on what 80s song you're referring to, because I thought I didn't know any 80s or 90s or 70s, but I was like, wait, I actually do know this song. Wow. But
Wow.
yeah, it would surprise me. So that was like, huh, okay. Um, but yeah, when I first started doing YouTube, I mainly did stuff from like 2000 and up, or 2010 and up, because that's the stuff I mainly knew.
Yeah.
So
Well, who else do you like besides Taylor Swift? Who are some of your favorite singers?
ooh, let's see. I did one song from a country singer called Brett Young. It was the song called "In Case You Didn't Know." That
Oh,
was a pretty
nice.
that was a pretty good cover. That one was extremely country. Um, I did a Bruno Mars song before. It was the "Count on Me" song.
I love Bruno Mars. He's awesome.
That's like the only song I really know from him very well. I mean,
Right.
let's see. Kelly Pickler, she's like from like the early 2000s. For country, I did a song from her. I'm pretty sure if you like probably list anyone, I could probably tell you if like, hey, I would like to do a song from that person,
What about
or
like
probably
Maroon
definitely not, or
5?
something. I never done a song from Maroon 5. I would like to. I never done a song from them.
Do you like them?
Oh yeah, there's some songs where they have like rapping in it, which I can't do, but
Right. Well, you also gotta consider my voice though, because my voice is now sort of lower, so that would be, you know,
oh yeah, and
we have to consider the key we're gonna do said song in.
there's well, I'm not perfect pitch by any means. So if you're asking me if we should do like a song like an F minor or something, I wouldn't be able to
No,
tell
but
you
like,
because I wouldn't know.
I'm just saying.
Excuse me. There's this song called, let me think of what the name is. It's
Not me too. Good grief.
I had a sniffle and you had a yawn, so there's that. Do you know this song called "You Are the Reason"?
Yes, I love that song.
That one has a male and a female part of the song where it's
Calvin or
low and high enough.
oh, what's his name?
Calvin Scott
Callum Scott. That's what it is.
and Leanna Lewis
And
is
Leona Lewis.
the
Yep.
woman's name. Yep.
Yep.
I've first heard that song when someone who is actually also blind like we are, but he also has autism. He actually performed that song in one of the rounds of the uh reality competition show America's Got Talent, and he actually won the show. And I was like, that is so cool. So,
Wow.
yeah. So, I thought that was very cool. So there's a song like that. I can't remember who did it, but there's a song called I Run to You. I don't there's
Lady
definitely
Antebellum or Lady A as they are now.
Yeah.
Lady
I
Antebellum back then.
Yeah, I think it's kind of ridiculous that they had to change their name, but Lady A
Well,
sounds cool too.
that's what fans started calling them. I think that's why they did it.
Yeah, there's I guess like a specific reason why antebellum couldn't be used. I forgot what the reason was. I would have to look it up, but I was like, wow, that's kind of ridiculous, but okay. I mean, Lady A works too. At first when I heard
Constance and Zion. Hey there.
what?
I was looking at the chat, and Constance and Zion are in the chat, so I just said, "Hey."
Hi y'all.
Hey.
Oh yeah, and since Thomas unmuted himself briefly, I'm gonna mention this one too.
Oh,
So,
yeah, what?
to my own surprise, I actually did pretty well with the "Forever and Ever Amen" song by Randy Travis, and I think partially that was because due to the fact of how many times
You
he
did
was
beautifully.
singing and playing it when we did keyboard videos a long time ago. So I was like, you know
Yeah.
what?
Beautifully.
I've heard this enough, so I think I might be able to cover this, and I
You
was
did
able
really
to.
well.
So,
You did really
thank
well
you.
with that. Yeah.
I'm actually considering of I have to learn the words, obviously, but I'm actually considering of doing the Randy Travis "Where That Came From" song.
Oh,
You know what? Can
Because
I
for
do that
one,
one with you? Can I
because
do
for
that one
one,
with you?
that's a
it's
beautiful song. You know the
if I learn the
backstory.
words well enough, Daniel, then yes. But right now, I don't know them
You
well
know
enough.
the backstory about that song, right? Did I tell you the backstory about that song?
I think you did, but I also don't remember it. So.
So, believe it or not, that song was created with AI.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah, because Randy Travis, I guess, can't actually sing on his own anymore.
So
I think is what it
they
is.
took 42 of his old recordings and blended them all together. And this other country singer James Dupre, they trying to explain this the best way I can. They overlaid I think they overlaid Randy Travis's vocals with his vocals, and
Yeah.
it's such a beautiful song.
Oh, it is. It's actually not that long. It's like 2 minutes and some seconds. So I was like, wow, that's actually not a long song at all. So I'm considering of actually doing that one
You
because
should. It's a beautiful song.
the pace is not fast at all. It's actually quite steady,
Yeah,
and the song length itself is not long either. So I'm considering of doing that one. And
you
of course, I'm
should.
trying to think of some other ones. So
You definitely should. I mean, when I first heard that song, I was completely blown away by it. It's just such a beautiful song.
hmm
Mm.
let's see. Kelly Clarkson. I'm sorry, but I'm not doing a song from her. I just don't want to do it. So
Yeah.
if you suggest her, I'm not doing it. So
Oh, I
sorry.
would never. I would never. No. No.
Or anyone who would say you should do a Kelly Clarkson song. I'm like, no. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love her voice. She can sing and all, but I was like, nah, nah. I think I hear enough of her when she has her own talk show and such. So I was like, nah, no. Let's see what else. I was considering. This was a long time ago. I don't think I'll do it now because it just wouldn't sound right with me, I suppose. But there's the song called "Free Falling," which I did not know it was by Tom Petty until Thomas told me a while back. I was like, wait, really? So I guess I have heard of him before, apparently, because I've heard that song plenty of times, but I did not know who it was until Thomas told me. So like, that's a fun song to sing, but I would never cover it. So it just wouldn't sound right with
A
me.
couple weeks ago, I covered a song called "I'd Surrender All" by Randy Travis. Beautiful song. Hey.
Now, Haley, if you were to do Maroon 5, which one would you want to do?
I would have to probably like go back through all the good Maroon 5 songs. There's there's one called Beautiful Mistakes, which that has a rap part in it, where which the rap part's not bad speed wise, but I still can't do it perfectly. Uh that's the one actually I think it came out in 2021, I believe. Or it might
Yep,
have been or it might have been 2022. I actually remember used to play that on one of my old radio shows, which I think Thomas would remember that. I don't know if he would, but
I play that one some myself on mine.
so yeah, there's that one. The song Daylight, I don't remember how old it is, but that's a good song.
I was in high school when that one came out.
Because what year did that song come out? Because I don't remember.
Amazon. When was the song Daylight by Maroon 5 released? Amazon Mute.
Have you ever thought of covering this?
2012.
Yeah.
I was in the 7th grade when it came out. Wow, that explains how old I am. Sheesh. Okay. What, Thomas?
Have you ever thought of covering the song "The Scientist"?
Oh, by Coldplay?
Uh-huh.
I've listened to it before. I don't know. It depends on if I can get the words. There's actually this other song by Coldplay, which I never heard of it until some students at the college where I graduated from.
Yep.
I actually found out him and two others. They actually went on the reality show America's Got Talent and actually performed it. And I was like, wow, these guys can actually sing. Okay.
Wow.
It's have you all heard the song called Fix You?
Nope.
I love that song.
The speed's not that bad either. So if I can learn the words, I was actually planning to do that one. That is if I can learn the
I
words
love that
well
song.
enough.
Never heard of it.
Hey Thomas, when we get off the stream, you can or if you want to mute yourself and ask your Lady A person to play it, you can listen to it. It actually sounds really good.
Yeah, I'll play it later.
So yeah, that's another good one. Let's see. Beyonce, you will never hear me do. I don't care how bad you want me to do Beyonce.
Me
I will
either.
not do
Me
it.
either. Me either.
Have you ever?
Haley, you are not the only one.
What about?
I mean, again, she's good and all, but I would not cover her stuff. So if someone wants me to cover her stuff, sorry, ain't happening.
Nah.
I mean, I don't mind singing some songs that are by her like for fun, but for covers, no. So
what about "I Swear" by All for One?
I would have to listen to it probably at least a couple more times to get the words down because I have done a song from was it All for One? Or am I probably getting the band name wrong? I think it's All for One. I did do
Which
a
song are you talking about? Which one are you talking about?
The song?
Yeah.
It was if you remember Thomas, remember how when I first got my very first copyright claim, which I didn't understand what that meant at the time, but I know what it is now. It's not that bad. But at the time, I was so upset by it, I basically deleted all the covers that had copyright claims on them. And then when I found out by somebody else, like, oh, that just means you can't make money off of it, but it doesn't do nothing to your channel. I was like, oh, okay. So I actually redid those covers, including that one, which was the what the heck was it called? It was
It was called "Burp."
Oh, it was called I Could Love You Like That.
Oh, by the Beatles?
I like that song. Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
I believe is what it was. I would have to look at the thing again, but I think that's what it was. Yeah, so if you would ever see a video that says "updated" in the title, it's because I redid it because I deleted the original videos. So
Yeah.
not all of them are like that, but a good amount of them were. So I was like, oh, if you see one that says "updated" and then whatever the title is, that's because I was an idiot and didn't realize nothing bad would happen to it, so I just redid it.
And guys, if you want a good laugh, you should go check out the video of where she ate the Carolina Reaper cheese balls. If you want a good laugh.
Oh yeah. So basically, with that, a friend of mine basically dared me to eat them, like, cause my spice tolerance is not that great, honestly. I'm not gonna be totally honest about it. but I was like, you know what? I'll take a dare. It's fine. And he just dared me to eat 3 to 5 of them. I was like, that doesn't sound too bad. And yeah, the reaction I had, it's quite amusing. So if you want a good laugh, which those videos are like 5 years old at this point, you can tell I sound slightly younger, but not by much because that was in 2020. So it was in August of 2020. So it was before I turned 21. So
Right. My favorite part was when you said, "Can I say it?"
and reason why I said that because my cousin who was like 8 years old at that point,
Yeah,
I
she was.
did not I did not want to swear in front of her, but apparently my aunt, who is my cousin's mom, obviously, her and my cousin were like, yeah, and then that's when I said it, and they were just both laughing at me. So
Mm,
I was like, you know what? Like, and it turns out the fifth cheese ball I had on the plate, it fell on the floor. So I was like, well, I think I saved myself in that case.
Well, so much for that.
Yeah, those are funny. So
um,
there's the original one that's like 3 minutes and 3 seconds, I believe.
and there's a
Because
22nd one.
there's a 26-second one, which that one has like over 1,000 views. I think it's
Nice.
because it's very short. And there's another one that's 41 seconds, which I think what my aunt did was she just recorded the whole thing within the 3 minute, 3 second one, and then she's like, you know what, I I want you to be able to have like two little videos that have like the funniest part of it, I guess. So I was like, okay, that works. So it was it was quite funny. Would I do that again? Probably not because it was hot. So
I remember Whistler said that you couldn't even pay him to eat those.
yeah, he did say that. I was like, hey, I don't blame you, dude. I really don't. I also now I think there's like a spicy gummy bear called like the nitro gummy bear or whatever it's called.
Really?
I think so, but from what I heard, it was like $11 for one single gummy bear, which is ridiculous. So
Shit.
I was like, wow, yeah, no. Let's see, what else y'all want to know? I have plenty of time.
What was the first video you ever like? What did you do in your very first video?
Oh boy, now you're making me feel really old. The very first video, it was titled uh uh Jessica and I talking about how we first met, or whatever the long title was I put at the time, because it was very long. The title was, but basically, her and I, we were roommates in the blind school we went to. This was during our freshman year, so that was one of my first few videos.
Huh.
And yeah, we just talked about how we met and like how we get along and some stuff that we had in common and some other stuff.
Are you talking about Jessica Allred,
Yes,
who I think has a YouTube channel?
she does. She likes to sing like I do.
Hmm. I just forget
Yeah.
the name of it right now, but yeah.
Oh, I also did a Demi Lovato song too. It was the song Skyscraper I did, which turns out I did pretty well with that
Love
song.
that song.
And
I
I
was like,
also
huh.
remember you covered the song "I Need You Now," but I can't remember what year it was. Hmm.
Oh, are you talking about the song that's by Lady A?
Yep,
Yeah, that one. I think it came out in 2010, I believe.
correct.
Yeah, 2010. And funny enough, the two people that was singing in the song, I thought it was like a married couple, they were dating, but it turned out they were siblings. I was like, oh, okay.
But I remember you covered that song. I just can't remember what year it was.
Yeah, it came out in 2010, if I remember that right.
Yeah.
What year did you
Uh,
cover it? Is what Thomas is asking.
oh, I don't remember. I would have to go back to my YouTube
The
studio and
archive.
find it and tell you the date on it. I don't remember.
And then, of course, there was the very, very first stream you did, you and I, and you said, "Yay, it worked!"
I was brand new to StreamYard at the time, and I didn't really know what I was doing at all. So Thomas was there because he was planning to do the stream with me anyway. And I was like, wait, did I do this right? And then that's when I went, yay, it works! And then of course it echoed very loudly, and I was like, wow, that was loud. and of course Thomas was laughing at me. So I mean,
Remember,
it was funny. Don't get me wrong.
I remember that stream you tried to do with Whistler, where that was a disaster. Remember that stream where he couldn't? I don't think you could hear him, or he couldn't hear you. Remember?
I don't remember where I was, but I think based on where I was, just the internet connection was crap. So, and I think on his end it was too, because I couldn't hear him and he couldn't hear me either. So I was like, well, that's not gonna work. So
Yeah.
there's that. Let's see. What other song would I or artist I would think I would do?
What about Free Falling?
If I can actually like remember all the words and don't sound like I'm a man singing it, then yes, because I do want to try that. Because there's some songs where I have the habit of singing pretty much the way they sound, so like try to sing a little bit lower and such, and I would sound like a dude while I'm singing sometimes. I'm like, oh dear, like that's that's not it. So
Mm.
so possibly that. Let's see. There's 4 words I actually use to describe myself, which is sociable, which that's pretty obvious. Creative.
Obviously, you wouldn't be here otherwise.
Uh,
Yeah. Creative, which I think that's pretty easy to figure out if you know about my pleasure of writing songs and stories and plays and all. Talented, it makes sense. Talented HV, of course.
right.
And the other word I use to describe myself is helpful, because at least I try to be. And people would tell me how, like, you were very helpful with this. Thank you. I'm like, you're welcome. So that's like for instance, I want to put an example on the helpful situation when I was helping Thomas set up his Lady A that year.
You read my mind.
So despite how annoying it was, because it was,
And guys,
and
I even made a song. I made up a song for her, thanking her for helping me set it up.
because I was
Yeah.
like, because he just pushed a button or whatever he did, and then I just heard the little ding. I'm like, wait,
Well,
do that
what
again, what you
happened?
just did. And then he's like, oh.
Well, what happened was, out of frustration, I just started pressing a bunch of buttons, and yeah, there you go.
And it actually worked. I was like, oh, thank God.
And then to show
That was
to show my appreciation, guys, I'm telling Daniel's viewers this, to show
yeah.
my appreciation for her helping me set it up. I did a video, and I made up a song for her, thanking her for her helping me set it up. So yeah.
And if you're wondering where I was in the video, he was doing a dabble stream at that time, and I was a speaker on his stream.
Yep.
So
Good times.
I do miss dabble sometimes, because that place was where I met like a lot of the people I know. So,
Yeah.
let's see.
What was, for my new viewers, what was Dabble?
Dabble was basically a audio streaming app. There was no video, and originally you had 2 hours to do a stream, which was stupid, but that's basically how much time you had. And later on, they actually made it like unlimited time, where you could just basically stream as long as you want, which was sort of also annoying, because people would be streaming for hours. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
how long was this stream? And then it would say it would be like 10 hours and some minutes. I'm like, whoa, wow. So, and basically what that is, you create a stream and you could send the link either via message or social media or whatever to people, and people join as listeners, and they can write in a little chat box. And then there was this button where it said tap to talk or whatever, or want to talk button, and it would just do like a little like noise,
Yep.
where the host would actually, okay, you want to speak, okay. And they have the ability to either put you as a speaker or block you from their stream, or to put you back as a listener if you don't act right. So
Yeah, and
it was,
unfortunately, you would have some people who would spam the comments, which was very annoying.
they would either spam the comment or spam the want to talk button. I'm like, okay, that's getting annoying.
Right.
But yeah,
Yep.
Dabble was fun. I do miss it sometimes.
My fondest memory of Dabble will always be that night when, in my stream with me and Martin, got drunk.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, Thomas was able to I think you played it on your iPad, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, he actually played the stream on his iPad, which I think he recorded it like either a few days after it
I
was initially live, I think.
I recorded. I did a video of part of that stream the next day. So I recorded.
Yeah.
The stream was playing on my iPad, and I recorded the video on my phone.
Yep. And
Yep.
it was so funny. And
Mhm.
I actually said to Thomas, I was like, I'm actually glad you did that, since Devil no longer exists. So
Right. Yeah. Thank God I did that.
I'm glad he did, because that was funny. I was like, so we're not going to get the whole word for word thing because that's not necessary. But basically, Thomas and our friend Martin, they were extremely drunk. And Chris, who him and I were friends at the time, we weren't together yet, and we were like the sober people. And we're just like, what in the actual beepity blop? Because I'm trying to censor myself from this because I think that's what Daniel wants me to do.
You can
So
swear, I don't care.
okay. Basically, because I said I would say to Chris like, Chris, he's like, yeah. I was like, what in the actual fuck? And he's like, I don't know. And like, and then there was just some things that I was very confused about because Martin was laughing so hard and he thought we're not going to explain who Logan is because it's a whole separate story. But basically, he was someone else who we knew on Dabble, and basically, Thomas was trying to get me to tell Martin about Logan, and then that's when Martin's like, "Sexy Logan, who is she? Is she hot?" I'm like,
Stupid.
I was like, "That's not even a. It wasn't even a woman. It was a dude." Which I think he knew that after the fact, but it was so funny. It was just like, oh boy, how do I explain this to two drunk people? So it was funny. It really was. I was like, wow, okay. So
Yeah, and
I'm
then when
very
you
glad
first
Thomas recorded that because I was like, I want to hear this.
and in the beginning, I was trying to talk to Chris when you guys first came in the stream, but I was so drunk I couldn't say what I wanted to tell him.
Uh-huh. And basically, well, Thomas was I don't remember what you even drank that night, honestly, but whatever you had,
I
it
had
basically
10 beers that night.
yeah, that. He or at least in the video he would say, I'm on number 9, sir. I mean, oh, speaking of Martin, that is. And yeah, however, like basically however much that was, which was 9 beers, it messed Thomas's brain up so bad that he accidentally kept closing up the streams and or like we would be in the listeners list, like and then Thomas was not even up there, which he would be because he was the host, obviously, but he wasn't even there. So we're like, wait, what? So we had to keep leaving the streams and finding the next active one he had. And I'm like, okay, what in the world? It made no sense. So, but it was quite funny though.
Oh yeah.
Um, the the other thing I was gonna say earlier, whatever Daniel was planning to ask me while I was about to say it, which is okay by that. There's actually one video I posted, which was actually on December 13th, which was last year, obviously. The same day I graduated college, I premiered my first original song on my YouTube. It's not the very first song I wrote, which I will correct on that, which it's not. I wrote several, but that's the first one that I actually put on YouTube, and hey, it has a decent amount of views on it. So,
How did you come
eh,
up with that song?
well, I have this weird thing where you know how normally a bunch of songwriters they usually come up with the lyrics, then they'll come up with a title, right?
Yeah.
You know how that normally works?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the opposite. If I don't have a title, I can't write anything. It's like I just need to think of like a 1 or 2 word title because if I don't have that, I got nothing. So I was like, huh. The word "why" sounds good enough for a breakup song, so I just wrote that, just came up with lyrics, and I was like, hey, that sounds good. And again, it's not about me. It's I was inspired by my second relationship to write it, but it's not about it. So I just want to make that very clear because people would think, oh, like I'm sorry
Would you
about the
give my
breakup.
audience
Like
a
what
snippet?
happened? Hmm.
Would you give my audience a snippet?
Hey, that's the good news about your own songs. You can't get copyrighted for it. So that's the good news. Okay. So I'll do the first verse and then I'll do the first chorus line because you don't need to hear the whole thing unless if you want to hear the video. So
Yeah. Go for it.
so the first verse goes something like this. The pain never stops with you. You done nothing but lie to me all this time. I'll never understand. I just need the answer to one question. Why? And then the chorus goes, I don't deserve the pain. I don't need to feel worthless. I've done everything for you. One thing comes to mind. Why? And then the second verse, the chorus again, then a bridge and some other stuff. So if you want to hear the whole thing, it's on my YouTube. So you can just
There you
search
go.
HVY and it'll be up there.
Because, no, I'm kidding.
Hey, that'd be funny if I actually wrote a song called Because, right? Why? Because.
All right.
English was not my thing, but apparently it is for that. So that's
There you
part
go.
of it. So
Yeah.
I thought it was cool, and since I actually had an actual piano in front of me, I was like, you know what? Let me record this now before I miss the opportunity to do so. Since because I recorded it on December 12th, and I had it set to premiere at midnight on the 13th. So that's literally what I did, or had it
Yeah.
scheduled that day at that
Yeah.
time. So yeah,
Did you
there's
premiere
that.
it or did you just post it?
What?
Did you premiere it or did you just post it?
Oh, I meant to say schedule, so it was scheduled to be posted at midnight. But no, it wasn't a
Okay.
premiere. That's what I
Yeah.
was trying to say. It's not a premiere, but it was scheduled.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the good news about originals is that you can't get copyrighted for them
Right.
when it comes to singing a song on a stream. So that's cool.
So you were safe to do that because you didn't.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, well, that's the good news. Hey Thomas, if you can, which you'll probably say it's a hard choice, but out of all the songs besides the Randy Travis song I dig, because you'll probably say that one, is there like another video on my channel that regarding song cover wise that you actually like better than the other ones?
No, I like all of them that you've done.
Oh, okay, because I wanted to say it that way because most likely you would have said the Randy Travis song. I was like, besides that one, because I know he likes Randy Travis. So yeah, there's that.
Huh.
I can hear myself again. Hi.
Hello, duplicate of me.
Hello. Let's see. Oh, the story writing ability that I do, it's quite fun. It's the same thing with the songs. If I don't have a title, I don't have anything. So that's I use that same method with that. And I think Thomas has seen some of my stories, I believe. I think he has. I don't remember, but have you, Thomas? Did he disappear? Or did he mute himself again?
Wait,
Let me check.
what was it? What was the question?
I couldn't remember if you actually seen some of the stories of the plays I would write because I don't
Oh
remember if I
yeah,
ever.
oh yeah, yep.
Well, what do you? What we won't go into detail of what those are about because it's probably not appropriate to say on the internet. But what it's just based on titles. Is there one that you like better out of the plays and book and the stories?
I like the very first one you wrote.
Ah, shoot, what was that called? Ah, da. I had to go to my Dropbox
It was
to
a
find
nice
the title.
romantical story.
Basically, Daniel and your viewers, I could tell you like the genre stuff that I write. I won't go into specific details of what it is because I don't know how sensitive YouTube is. Uh, but, but basically, they're either love stories or like crime related stories. So some can be about someone
Yep.
disappearing, someone be gone, from the earth. Basically, I'll say it that way. And some other things. So. And I would like to get them published one day, but I don't know how to do it. But once I figure out how, I'm actually gonna have them published so people can buy them because I think they're cool.
Yeah. So my first one, or the first one, was my favorite one.
Oh. The first one was called I think it was called Anna's Village.
Huh.
If that sounds familiar, I think.
Huh.
And then I wrote like a sequel of like sometime after that, basically by instead of Anna being like one of the nicer people, she was like a villain in the sequel story. So
Mm.
basically, what that story was is that there's basically like, or I'm sorry, no, the sequel was called Zoe's Village Part 2 or Zoe's Village or whatever, because basically with those stories, with the first one, it was about a teenage girl named Zoe, and she believed in magic, and she was basically pretending to do magic, or wanting to believe it was real. And her parents basically got on her and say, like, you need to grow up because that's not real, you need to stop acting like a baby, blah blah blah. And she's like, you know what, I'm going to show you that magic's real. So she basically runs away. She finds this village called Anna's Village, and she meets a bunch of regular humanized people with powers. So there was one person that can fly, another person that can basically make themselves invisible, another one that can like make like rock form art from their hands and go through walls. It was a bunch of things. So, and at the end of it, she got her own little spell. It was an organization spell. So if her mom told her to clean her room, she could just say, "Make bed, organize," and her bed would be made up, or something like that. And there was a villain, and that her and the people of the magical village stopped him. He disappeared, and Anna basically gave, said thank you to her and helped the others give her the power that she had, and that you're welcome back anytime. And then of course in the sequel, it's named after her, and it turns out Anna was actually the villain after all. So it's like, what? You were so nice.
What?
From the first story, like from the first time I was here, like what happened? So that's basically what that is. So, and they are extremely appropriate, or at least I believe they are. So if you would like, Daniel, I can give you access to those so you can see them, because I think they're pretty cool.
So,
Excuse me again.
what do you think would be a song cover you're like, I wish I could have done that one better? Do you think you have one?
Oh boy. There probably is at least like one or two. That was probably like when I was like younger.
Right.
Most likely. I was like, huh, like yeah, that one was alright, but there's probably are a couple where at least a couple where I'm like, yeah, that one could have sounded better. But I don't redo the covers like that, because if someone has a good memory, like, wait, you already done this. I'm like, yes, I have. So, but the ones where I deleted them and I was like, you know what, I really like those. And of course, I told you all the reason why I deleted them in the first place. That's the reason why I redid those and just had the word updated in the titles, because that would make more sense to do. Let's see. What else?
If you could give any advice to future songwriters and particularly future YouTubers who want to do music related content, what would it be? Start with songwriters.
Your imagination is your best tool, because I was able to. This is again that connects with the songwriting, the story writing, and everything else. Mainly with the songs too. Like, just use your imagination. Like, something will come to you, and it happened to me plenty of times. I'm like, hey, how about this? And it works. So, and also take your real life experiences that either happened to you or someone else that you know, or any connection of that. You can use that to basically write a song, not necessarily about that situation, but that's related to that situation, because that's what I do too.
How many songs would you say you've written all together?
I would have to go back to my Dropbox to count them all. it, it, at least like 5 or 10. Like definitely more than 5. There's another one which, Thomas, before I talk about this song, I'm going to ask you to not mention this person's name, because
Okay.
once I describe what it's about, you'll know who I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because I know how much you like to basically, say the truth about this person, but that's going to take like a whole 10 minutes if you do. So, so just do that for me, okay?
Okay.
So there's this song, Daniel. It's called Backstabber. And basically what that one was about is how the friend who I had, who she was my best friend for 10 years, she just basically acted like, after that whole time, like I didn't exist. So she would either treat me like an animal, like if I wanted to step outside of of her house just to get air, she'll like drag me back in, and she would say, "Oh, I'm concerned about your safety." I'm like, I just wanted to stand outside on the porch. Could I not do that? Like what? So and of course she would talk to like if there was something that you would think, huh, this is something like so bad, where you would think she would talk to her female best friend about this, but she ends up talking to like two different guys where she barely knew either of them, and either both of them were like, why would she tell us this when she could talk to her best friend about that? And of course she wouldn't give an answer to them because like, oh, like, well, I wouldn't know her response or her reaction. Like, well, you wouldn't know this if you talked to me about it, you know what I mean? So that's what that is, and
Exactly.
I think it's a good song, which I'm playing in her. Which, by the way, all the songs I write, no one's name is explicit, like mentioned in the song. So, like, it could be about the person, but obviously you don't know who, unless if I tell you. So I could still get that up there, like on Apple Music or so, because it's a good song. I just need the right producing material and getting like the instrumental straight out. Like, hey, that sounds like for that kind of song. So.
Now
I,
you don't have any music up there right now, right?
no, because I don't know how to do like the whole entire like producing or technical stuff. If I knew how, I would do it, but I don't know how.
Can you entertain them for a minute? I need to use the men's room.
Okay.
You can keep talking. I'll be right back.
Hey Thomas, this is our opportunity to relaunch the Thomas and Haley show.
There you go.
There you go. This is our opportunity. Which, by the way, for anyone who cares, basically what the Thomas and Haley show was, I say it was because we don't do it now. Main reason because we literally kept talking about the same things. So, but if you like the kind of talk show kind of format or whatever, let me or Thomas know about it, or at least let Daniel know, and he can tell us, I guess. And if Thomas wants to, we can get back into it. We'll just have to, talk about topics and plan better and such, because you can even admit we had not that much to talk about. You can even admit that. You can admit that, right?
Yeah, no, we didn't. But I would do it again, though. I would.
Because at that time, I would tell you, like, Thomas, we already talked about that. Like, and Thomas would be so stuck up on one topic. I'm like, dude, like, if we're gonna talk about one topic, at least we gotta expand on it, like, different examples and such.
I would definitely do it again.
So, like, if you're willing to do that, then hey, I wouldn't mind doing it again. Hey, maybe it might help, attract more people to both of our channels. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, that's up to you if you want to do that again. We just have to.
I do.
Change everything basically, because it was like it was barely anything.
I definitely would love to do that again.
And hey, and if you want Daniel to add like background music, like while we're while during the editing, of course, and he can like put background music or do like the little intro, like the pre-recorded intros going. I'm Thomas and I'm Haley, and this is the Thomas and Haley show.
Yeah,
which starts right now.
Right.
Or something like that.
Yeah, no, I would love to do that again.
Or have like the proper like recorded outros going. Thank you for listening to the Thomas and Haley show. If you enjoyed what you heard, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Doing Everything Blind, where the Thomas and Haley show is posted. And also, don't forget to subscribe to Talented HV's channel also, which is Talented HV or whatever.
Right.
At least I think that'd be cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we would just have to, do like a more modern version of it because it was barely anything. So
I'm back.
Yeah, I would love to do it again. Do that again.
Excuse me.
I couldn't resist not joining in, so there's that.
Please subscribe to the Burpees channel. Not
Burpee. Subscribe.
Or else.
Not.
Maybe he could help us come up with some topics.
I mean, hey, maybe because we need it.
What are we talking about?
So Daniel,
Yo.
When I say a while back, meaning years ago, there was this.
2021.
Yeah, it was a little short-lived talk show that Thomas and I had called the Thomas and Haley Show. I say it was short-lived because the simple fact was we literally kept talking about the same thing. We didn't have a lot of content at all, so it's not like anytime I would try to suggest something, it's like Thomas would have been like, "Oh, but I like this." I'm like, "Okay, but if we're gonna keep talking about the same like kind of topic, don't you think we should add on to it?" And I remember exactly
Right.
Thomas would go, "Not." I'm like, "Okay." So we just stopped doing it. But that was like 4 years
2021.
ago. Yeah, like 4 years ago. So that's why I was like, "Hey, like if that's why I was saying to your that's the that's the reason why I was saying to your viewers, Daniel, like if like any of you actually like talk show or like just like talking videos or whatever, like just like let Daniel know about it and like at least tell us because that way we have some ideas like, hey, people actually want to hear like the thing that Thomas and I, used to do because I would actually like to try that again and get back into it. Only thing I asked of Thomas is like he just be like more open to like, like a variety of different ideas and we can probably have like if you want to, Daniel, you don't have to, but like actually like help us like insert like background music so it's not just a boring quiet video of us just talking. And if we could actually do like these like the like the pre-recorded like intros and outros that people do sometimes.
Yeah.
I would like to at least do that for the Thomas and Haley Show idea because I think it would make more sense. So
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I would.
that's
I
why
would.
I said to Thomas if it was okay with. I was like that is if that's okay for Daniel to do, which we're not gonna force you to do it, but if you would like to help us with that because you know how to do it, because I don't, and I don't think Thomas does either. So
No. Yeah.
so
Yeah,
No,
that'd be cool.
I would love
okay,
to do. I would
cool.
love to. I would love to. I would love to do that again.
Okay, and of course I basically mentioned how it would basically be posted on Thomas's channel because that's basically where it was in the first place.
Doing
So.
everything live.
Now, of course, in the actual title of the video, it would be the Thomas and Haley Show, and like whatever topic we have, you can just describe that like in one or two words because you can only have up to like 100 characters in the title, which is stupid. But yeah,
Hmm.
which no, the part that's stupid is for the title it goes up to 100 characters, but for the description you have like 5,000. Like what? Like,
And you can't do the same thing for the title. Why?
huh?
And you can't do the same thing for a title. Why? That's so
Wait,
annoying.
wait, what? I'm sorry, I'm lost. What?
And you can't do 5,000 characters for a title. Why?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. That's literally what it would say. So it would say like insert your title and it would say 100 characters or type your description and whatever else it would say. And it would say 5,000 characters. I'm like, wait, what? So I guess they don't want you to have like a super 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 long like novel version of a description. I guess I don't know, but or I guess they don't want you to have a paragraph for a title. I suppose.
But still, like, why?
I don't know. Ask the developers of YouTube. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
literally
like with
what
the
it would.
flat,
That's literally what
like
it would say. So I was
like
like,
with the
okay then.
like with the flashbacks. Like there are certain ways I want the flashbacks to be titled, but I can't because there's a stupid limit. So
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, like I'll title it this way then. like
when would you want to start doing it again?
well, since my college days are over because they are, we can mainly do them like on the weekends since that's probably when they'll be like more available. We just got to
Yeah.
make sure we have like the time more consistent, which that's another thing we didn't have either. So it's like usually with shows they would say 9 o'clock 8 o'clock central or whatever we're doing. It'd be nice to just have like figure out like the standard length of time, so whether it's 30 minutes or an hour or
Yeah.
basically to be determined basically because we could probably be talking longer than what we plan to do, but I'm like, you know what, that also contributes to what we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I was
So
thinking,
yeah.
I was thinking like every Sunday from 2 to 3, not in the morning, by the way.
Oh man, I was looking to do an all-nighter for an hour in the morning. No, I'm kidding. No. I mean, hey, that works.
Okay.
I mean, that can work.
We used to do it every Sunday afternoon anyway, if you remember.
I forgot what time we did it, but I think it was like at 4. But I think that time that would sometimes not work because we would probably be in the middle of speaking, and then one of my cousins would come in saying, "Hey, it's time for dinner." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Ugh,
So yeah, that would be
it's time for dinner. Dang it.
right.
So that's what I was thinking every Sunday afternoon from 2 to 3.
um. Oh yeah, what happened to Streamyard, by the way? Because I used to be able to read like the live length of time we've been live, but it literally does not tell me. It would just say some numbers and just keep it that way. So
I
obviously,
don't know. I can't read it either. So
oh man, so I don't even know how long we've been live for, to be quite honest. Let's
probably
see.
about 58 minutes according to my phone. Because it's 12:58.
Comments. Let's see.
There's
Oh
no
yeah, it does say content design on the YouTube channel. Okay.
yep,
Hi y'all.
there's no new comments.
No, there isn't. I just wanted to see the look, and that's literally what it says. I was like, oh, okay, it has both our names in it. Okay, that makes sense. Um, but yeah, no, I think that'd be a cool idea. Also,
And Chris,
hmm?
when you're with Chris, he can obviously be in the shows, obviously, if he wants to be.
Yeah, and also another thing is that apparently what I used to do when it comes to recording a podcast, or when Chris and I would record the Low Vision Technology podcast, that's
LVT.
yeah, on YouTube it's called Low Vision Technology LVT. But which you can subscribe to that if you wish. But we try to record on Anchor, which it was formerly known as. It's not called that now.
Now
We
Spotify for podcasters.
Yes, but it was called Podcasters after that, and then they changed it to Creators. And the layout is totally different. Apparently, you can't even record directly from that app anymore. You have to like record from somewhere else and then basically edit from there. I was like, well, that's stupid. So unfortunately, I can't do um the Haley Stockstraw podcast like I was planning to do. So I'm gonna stick that on my YouTube also, since that's the only other way for me to do it. So, which by the way, Daniel,
Yeah.
that's actually a role I'll probably need you too, because I want to have the like a recorded intro that I would probably use for that, because it would make
Yeah.
sense. Like probably like a cool intro, like me, like the one I used to have. I say used to because the person who initially recorded it, he never gave it to me because I don't know why. But basically, what I would do is I would go behind the scenes, between the lines, Haley Stockstraw, yeah, and then it's just basically my snaps I would do. I forgot how like the beat went, but basically I was going, and then of course he would have like a bunch of instruments over it with like some drums, I think some guitars, some saxophones and such. I was like, that's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly how the melodies sounded, but that's basically what it was. I was like, that is so neat. Because I I think that'd be cool if like before you even start hearing me speak, like you would hear that and have like, I don't know, maybe like whatever music tracks we can use without getting copyrighted, obviously. So for like background stuff. So
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool because I mean, hey, I think it'd be a good way for like a podcast video. So
That'd be fun. Yes.
because that's what I wanted to do after I graduated college, but when I realized what happened to the podcasters app, I'm like, creators, okay, and I would click on it. And I was like, okay, this is completely different, and it's not as simple as it used to be. So, which is very annoying. So, yeah, developers, you suck for that. I highly doubt they're watching, but
Right.
I highly doubt it. But that's basically what happened with that. So, whenever I get back into that or get back to starting doing that, I would like to do that because it sounds cool. And if Thomas wants us to have like a recorded intro like that, we would have to make it sound good. Like, you know what I mean? So,
We'd have to see what we can make happen. That'd be something, wouldn't it?
I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be very neat. Let's see. Oh yeah, and the main goals that I want to do, which I can tell you this now because college is over. Basically, I'm gonna receive my bachelor's degree in arts and communication studies. So the goal for me is to either be a news reporter, a radio announcer, something with social media, or something with voice work. So anything that requires me to use my ability to use my voice and satisfy like projects or anything else I get paid for it, I'll take it. So
There you go.
that's the idea that I had in mind. So
Low
yeah,
video technology.
LVT.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Huh?
LVT.
That's just from air, by the way. Like that's not from water or nothing. So that's from air.
Why?
Because no, we should just have like a whole entire belch conversation, and then people be like, "What the heck are they saying?" Like they wouldn't even know.
What the heck are they saying?
I don't know.
We are weird.
Yes, we are. It's a weird talent, but it's also cool. It's kind of fun to have. So.
And maybe it's a little gross.
Hey, they don't call you talented HV for nothing.
That's true.
Yeah. So sorry to the YouTube etiquette. Sorry.
Hey, but we're being funny, that's all.
Oh, I know. Oh
Because
my
we
goodness.
can.
But yeah, no, that'd be funny. Let's see. Hey, Thomas.
What?
What? Based on between the last time that I spoke to you, meaning like from like the year before until now, like what did you miss from our conversations?
Oh, I just miss chatting with you and Chris on FaceTime at night, and I also missed shooting the shooting the breeze streams or not videos with you guys.
Mm,
Don't do that, Haley.
sorry.
What did you miss?
Uh-oh.
My
If any,
bad.
if anything.
Oh, here's a fun little story for you people. When I say fun, meaning not fun at all.
Mm.
From August 30th until September 4th of, I can officially say last year, I had COVID.
Right.
And it was not fun. The symptoms I had was the lingering cough, which was very annoying. And I also had the runny nose, apparently, because I didn't feel hot for a fever, and I still had my sense of taste, and my sense of smell's jacked up anyways. That's no different. And fatigue, I didn't feel that way, so yeah, and I basically got it from my, I could say, former college roommate now from college, because I'm not in college anymore. So yeah.
Is there anything that you missed? You asked me, so I'm asking you now.
Honestly, just mainly the times when we would literally just have like nothing to do, or just like sitting there just talking about like random things, like even though it has nothing to do with what we were talking about before. And I'm like, wait, how do we get on this subject? And then Thomas would be like, I don't know, and then I'm like, I don't know either, but we'll talk about it.
Ouch.
So that's basically what that was.
Ouch.
Owie. This belching segment is brought to you by
Arby's.
Arby's.
with delicious curly fries.
No. Yeah, we don't have Arby's here.
Arby's is so good. They even have the mozzarella sticks, which are delicious.
We also don't have Culver's either.
Taco
Culver's
Bell.
so good. Oh my goodness.
Taco Bell.
Oh yeah, did y'all hear that Taco Bell has
McDonald's.
chicken tenders or something like that? I was like, huh, Taco Bell is serving chicken tenders. That's interesting. I wonder how that would taste.
What on earth?
No, that's literally for like one of the Taco Bell ads on TV. I was like, wait, what?
That's hilarious.
I wonder how those would taste, because sometimes restaurants that would be try to try to do a common trend of making chicken tenders or French fries when they normally don't serve them. So they're like, oh, let's try to do it, and they'll either be very good or very gross.
Chicken.
So how many subscribers are you up to now?
I can go to the video
293.
and tell you.
293.
Let's see.
Not you. I was talking to.
I have 243.
Oh,
Which the recent one, the 243rd one, I don't know who that is, because I just realized the number. I just realized that the number went up. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So, yeah.
okay. Nice.
And the wine shop has 42 views on it. Which, Daniel, if you want to, which you have my permission to do it, you can either put the link to the song, either like in the pinned comment in the comments, or you can put it in the description of the live stream when it's up and such.
Yeah, I'll probably put it in the description.
Okay, yeah, you can do that so
Why?
people can actually hear it. So, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Which you should be able to hear me. Some people said they weren't able to, but whenever I listen to it, I would have it closer to my face and I can hear it. So, I think if you have the volume turned up and have it like close up to your face, you should be able to hear it. So.
Oh my god. Ow. Please subscribe to the Yawning channel. Not.
Yeah, the burpee channel and the yawn channel. Oh man.
Why do I feel like I could sneeze any minute?
Probably because you can. Let's see.
Hold up. I gotta sneeze. Maybe.
Hmm.
I said maybe.
Maybe what?
It's not the sneeze is not coming out.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, maybe what? Hey, hey.
Ew,
Oh,
excuse
what?
me.
There it goes. There it goes. Hey,
And I just
hey.
burped at the same time. Okay then.
And you did what?
I just burped at the same time.
Oh gosh. Hey, Thomas.
What?
Hey, Thomas and Daniel, wouldn't it be kind of funny if like all three of us just either like all yawned at the same time, or all
No.
belched at the same time, or all sneezed and all at the same time?
Wow.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, mm. That was a lame one on my end.
Wow. Can you burp your name, Haley?
Huh?
Can you burp your name?
Haley. Yeah, I just did it.
Excuse me.
Thomas.
Do my name.
Daniel.
Daniel Samuel Production.
Yeah, I can't do all that.
You know, you would be a perfect candidate for our chug videos.
Yeah, the only thing that The only thing I would ever chug, because that's just what I rather do is water.
I mean,
So
you don't even have to chug anything to burp. It seems like so. Yeah.
yeah, I don't have to
You
necessarily.
have special talents. Well,
Uh, where's my
wonder where everybody is this
kids?
afternoon. Maybe taking naps. Not because there's no one
Oh,
in the chat.
but by the way,
And I'm like,
but by the way, I do have the books folder on Dropbox pulled up, so I'm just gonna read the titles. I honestly will not read these because they're too long,
Mm.
but let's see. Let's see.
Your Dropbox is
Uh,
full. Your drop. Hmm?
I got that a billion times. Yeah. So there's one called Honest Village, like I mentioned. Um, there's actually another one I have called Baby Who. If you want some context about that one, then I can let you know about that. Which Thomas is probably very familiar with that. It's literally called Baby Who. Another one is called Decision. Another one's called Discovering My True Self. Family Secrets, What Happened to the E-Twins. That was a story I tried to write for a class, which I stuck it in my books folder because I think it's good enough to do. Basically, with that one, uh, the the reason why they're called the E-Twins because it was two twin girls. And they both had names to start with the letter E, and they were found deceased. And of course, people have to figure, they had to figure out like what happened to these babies. Like they didn't deserve this, whatever. So you basically got to figure out that. Let's see. There's an autobiography I have called Light Within the Dark. That's obviously not finished. Um, that's
is
basically
that something you're writing about yourself?
yes. Yeah, that's the autobiography. Yep. It's called Light Within the Dark. It's basically about my whole life, me being blind, basically. Let's see.
I love that.
Thank you. There's another story I have called Mirror. The Music Box. My American Dream, which Thomas and my friend Martin, he loves that one because it's basically about a woman from the UK coming to America, basically. And there's another one called My Survival. The Unexpected Sea Adventures, which I think that document is blank if I remember correctly. I don't really remember. Let me click on this and see. Um, yeah, basically with that one, I came up with the characters and I actually never wrote it, so I don't know why. But I think if I want to, I can get access to that document and actually write something in it. So, let's see. There's another one called Trouble in the Jungle. Basically, what that one is it's a bunch of you know hi- seniors in high school basically graduated. They want to celebrate, have a good time, so they end up going into a jungle nearby, and there's like this evil witch woman that basically comes in and turns them into animals,
Oh my.
basically, and they can still speak, but they're like, wait, I have a trunk. Or I have a face like a lion. No, I want to go back to my human self. That's basically what that is. And
Oh
there's another
my.
one called Vacation Gone Wrong, which that's pretty much how it is in real life anyway. Like every trip you do is not perfect, and either something very dramatic will happen or whatever. So that's up there. And there's another one called Who Am I, which basically that one is a person basically bumps their head and forgets everything. So they don't remember what their name is. They don't remember who like if someone's like, "Do you remember who I am? Please tell me who you remember who I am." And then they're like, no, I don't. Like they that's basically what that is. And then there's the Zoe Village Part 2, which is the sequel of the Anna's Village one. So there's let's see. One, two, three, four. We're not counting the Unexpected Sea Adventures because there's nothing in that one besides what I just told you. Um, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah. So there's like 14 stories.
Sheesh.
Well, if you don't count the E-twins one, because that's what I wrote in like in a class, and it's technically 13. But if you want to count it, then hey, it's technically like 14 stories. Let's see. Daniel, or do you think would you be interested in probably your viewers, of course, and Thomas could be like reminded because I'm pretty sure I read these titles to him
Yeah.
about the play script titles.
Yes.
Which, by the way, with those, one day I would love for like a theater like business actually like, get a hold of one of my play scripts and actually hire actors to actually play the parts to see how it actually would sound because that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. So there's one play I wrote called Daydream, which all of these I written in all these plays, by the way, I written these all in high school, so they're pretty old, but they still sound good enough. There's one called Daydream, which basically it's one person in the class where every time the teacher would call in, the person asked them a question, they're literally just daydreaming, basically. And his classmates would make fun of him and all that. So that's what that is. There's a play called Gone, which basically that one's about a popular high school girl. She's successful and everything, and she just disappears. And there's basically this other student who strong word about to use, but hates her because she's so popular that he's like, I want to be the popular kid in this school, not her. So basically, he does so to her, basically.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's another one called Hollow, which basically is about a bunch of people who was like just either on a ship, like on a cruise ship or whatever, and the ship either hits like an iceberg or hits something where for it to drown. So instead of them dying that way, they basically jump off the ship, they swim for their lives, find an island, and it's called Hollow because basically you're stranded there and you meet some people there that's been there for years where they're still the same age. So for instance, if you got stuck there when you were 15 and you've been there for 4 years, you're supposed to be 19, but you're still 15, basically. That's what
Yeah.
that is. Let's see. Here's another one called New Star. I got to read this briefly to see what this is about, actually. Let's see. Um, let's see. Um, um, let's,
So there's no one in the chat, Haley?
I don't know. I mean, I could look. Let's see. Oh yeah. So basically, this one that says a new start. Basically, the a little girl named Maggie with her parents. They basically live like an apartment, enjoying life, and it turns out there was noise complaints and basically saying like if you don't leave now, the cops will be called. Maggie doesn't want to leave, and of course the mom and dad get into a fight with each other, and they basically say words that they'll later regret by saying like, "Oh, like I wish I never had children with you," or whatever. Which Maggie, the little girl, she's upset by this, so she runs away and basically is with a family who actually cares about her, and she basically ends up with this new family, and then the birth parents, I think they end up going to jail afterwards. So yeah.
Wah
If you,
wah.
I mean, if you want to read that too, you can. 'Cause I like it. So, and I wrote this stuff in high school, so I had a good sharp mind at that time too. Let's see. The Adiwale family. It's a name I'm probably not pronouncing right at all. This person who I used to talk to, I don't talk to her now, but she basically came up with this last name where it's basically about a woman who is 100 years old and she had a son at the age of 81 or 80 somehow. That can't happen in real life, but it happens in this. And she thinks that her son's like out doing a different job or whatever, but in her reality, he's in the military. And of course, she's freaking out when she finds out the truth because she doesn't want her boy to die and all that. And she's like, "I want you to be here for my 100th birthday." And by the end of it, she basically surprises her. Basically, that's what that is. And then there's the elevator, which is basically a musical of young people. They're like in, I think, like in New York, I believe, and they're just hanging out, singing, mind their own business, and they get stuck inside this elevator.
Oh
And
my.
it's that honestly, there's no answer. It just gets stuck. And there's actually one scene where one person actually falls from the floor above the elevator ceiling. It crashes into the elevator. So they're just all stuck in the elevator. They're total strangers to each other, so they don't know who each other are.
Yeah.
They introduce themselves in a musical fashion, and eventually the elevator opens and they all get pizza.
Well, there you go.
Basically. Um,
That's a fun way to do it.
And then there's another, and then the final one is called Time Travel, which basically it's a woman named Emily. She's like a school teacher throughout the week, and it's Sunday. She wants to relax. She finds this little machinery, pushes a bunch of buttons, and she basically goes all around the time loop. So it's like one moment she steps out the machine and she's in a place back like the 1970s, and then she'll depends on whatever I wrote it. That's basically what year it was at the time, and
Wow.
then it's like, oh, okay, well, that's not home. I want to go back home. And then the person's supposed to help her. And of course, she's meeting a bunch of these people from the past, the future, whatever. That's basically what that one is.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and I know it's a little bit earlier than we planned, but we're gonna go ahead and end this.
Okay, wait. Let me say something real quick.
Yeah.
So, which most likely Thomas and I will probably do the Thomas and Healy show thing anyway, but if you still want to give your thoughts and opinions about it, let Daniel know about it. He can tell us.
Yeah.
I thought we were
And
going till 3 o'clock my time.
that's, yeah, but he said he was gonna end early, I guess.
Hmm.
So yeah, and let me know, Daniel, if you're interested to read the stuff, and I'll definitely send you like a attachment of it because I think it's pretty cool.
All right.
Oh, hey Thomas,
What?
when we get off here, can you call me? Because every time I call, you claim you have me on emergency bypass, and when I try to call you, I'm not successful. So
Why are we ending early?
Guys, I'd like to edit.
Oh. Yeah, I can call you.
alrighty. Remember, everyone has a talent. Any type of skill is a talent.
Even if it's burping. Anyway.
Uh,
No.
Y'all.
bye bye.